Hello and good morning to all. Welcome to DSS online class. Now, next is know the fact. To add all the field present in the field list to the design grid, double click on the top bar of the tables field list and drag it to the design grid. Let us understand the design grid. Field. The field row of the design grid display the selected field name from the table. Table. Each field name is the name of the existing table. Show. The show row display a check marks. The fields with check marks display the information when the query is run. To hide the field during runtime, deselect the check mark by clicking on it. Sort. The property of use the filter the data either in an ascending or descending order. It is optional. Criteria. It contains the condition on the basis of which the record will be filtered in the query output. Or this property is used to set multiple criteria in a query. Okay student, let us specifying simple criteria. You specify criteria. It is contain the condition on the basis of which the record will be filtered in the query output. Or this property is used to set multiple criteria in the query. Specify the criteria value in the criteria row and the data will be filtered accordingly in the query output. Let us understand it with the help of the given example. To view the roll number and names of student of class 8, double click on the required field in the table. Move the cursor to the criteria row and the type of the criteria 8 in the class field column. Click on the sort property in the father's name FNAME column and set it in the ascending order. Click on the close button of the query window to save the query. A dialog box will appear asking you to save change to the design of query 1. Click on the save yes to save the changes. The save as dialog box will appear. Specify the query name and click OK. The query name will appear in the navigation pane. Make sure you have selected the all query access object option from the drop down menu in the navigation pane. Double click on the query name to the view the query output. The query result will be displayed in the data sheet view which look like a table. Let me give a tip. To view the query output without saving, click on the Run button in the Result group on the Design tab. Okay student, know the fact. All the tables you select to include in your query will appear as a small window in the Object Relationship pane. Each window contains a list of the available fields within those tables. Okay student, specify multiple criteria. Now to see information when either two or more alternate criteria are specified, you can make use of the criteria row in the design grid of the query. Suppose from a wide range of record you want to see the records of class 8 and class 9th only. Move the cursor to the criteria row and type the condition equals to 8 in class field. Type the second condition equals to 9 in the or row of the same column. Now run the query by clicking on the Run button on the Design tab. The query result will be displayed in the data sheet view. If you want to save your query, click on the Save command in the Quick Access toolbar. When prompted to name it, type the design name and then click OK. Now let us learn Create a query in Query Wizard. To create a query in Query Wizard, click on the Create tab. Select the Query Wizard button in the query group. The new query dialog box appears. The Simple Query Wizard option is selected by default. Click OK. The Simple Query Wizard screen appears as shown in the figure. Select the table that contains the data in the Table Query List box. Now add the field that you want to have in the query result. To add the field, select the required field in the available field box. Click on the single forward arrow button or just double click on the field. You will notice that the selected field is shifted to the selected field box. In case you want to add all the fields, then click on the double forward arrow button. It will shift all the fields at once. You can remove the selected field from the selected field box. To remove them one by one, click on the single backward arrow button, or to remove all at once, click on the double backward arrow button. Once you have selected the required field, then click on the next button. The Simple Query Wizard screen 2 of 3 appear, prompting you to either select the details or summary query. Simply click on the next button. In the next step, Simple Query Wizard screen 3 of 3 appears. Enter a new title for your query. Observe that the Open the Query to View Information radio button is selected by default. Now click on the Finish button. The query result will appear in the datasheet view. You will observe that the query name is visible in the navigation pane. Okay student, let us take a quick quiz. To zoom in the correct field in the datasheet view, press Shift plus F2. Okay, let us understand what is a forms. In general, a form is a piece of paper on which a user fills the required information in the specified field. Likewise, in Microsoft Access 2016, forms works quite similarly to it. Similar है, okay? Forms allow you to add and update data in one records at a time in a table. Access provide a datasheet view which a convenient way of entering data, but it is not a appropriate tool for every data entry solutions. Sometimes when you work with different users and do not want to expose to the inner working of Access database, you may choose to use Access forms to create a better user-friendly interface. Any forms you create forms a table will let you view the data that is already in the that table, and you can also add new data. A form can have a different name from a table at it manipulate the same information and data to the corresponding table. If you change a record in a form, it will be reflected in a table also. Data can be inserted, updated and deleted from a table by using a form object. You can work on a form in the following 3 views. Form view is used to enter, edit and view data. Design view is used to adjust the design of your forms. It gives you a more detailed view on the structure of a form, such as header and footer section, header details and footer sections. Layout view is used to change the appearance and size of various controls of a form. ओके, थैंक यू स्टूडेंट। नेक्स्ट टॉपिक में सीखा जाएगा हाउ टू क्रिएट ए फॉर्म, कैसे फॉर्म को हमको क्रिएट करना है। ठीक है, तो अभी के लिए बस इतना ही। थैंक यू, हैव ए नाइस डे।